Hello, this is Skywarp's Hangar, and today we have Minimates, Spider-Man and Scorpion. I got these guys at Walgreens. They were a Walgreens exclusive. I was hunting down some, seeing what interesting figures I can find, and I went to several different Walmarts, and I saw Spider-Man, but I saw Spider-Man with their armor on, and it was not the classic Spider-Man, so I wanted a Spider-Man Minimates figure, so I'm glad I was able to find one. They come in a package just like so. If you want to look at that, Spider-Man, Marvel, Spider-Man, Scorpion, fully posable, warning, Minimates, White Diamond Select Toys. Look the side there, and the side there, get the bottom, and then the back shows the other people, their casemates. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty nifty, yay! But this does come with Spider-Man and Scorpion. Scorpion's wearing some cool looking armor. It was a bear getting that tail on him out of the package. That does not come attached, so you have to put that on yourself. And both of them come with bases, although I will be honest with you, getting Spider-Man on this peg is a little bit of a challenge, but it does get on there, and you can see it'll hold him up. So it will hold him up, so he'll stand upright. You don't have to worry about him falling if you keep your stuff in a cabinet and don't open it. It also came with this piece, which I'm not not actually sure what to do with it. It does clip to the base just like so, but I really honestly couldn't tell you, because it does not fit in there. So I don't know what exactly it's supposed to do with this, but yeah, it's there. So I don't know. It's just there. So yeah, that's kind of cool. If Spider-Man could do something with it, that would be great, but I don't know what to do with this. I really don't. But yes, he does come with the base, and he comes with something. I think, unless that was for Scorpion. If you want to take a close look at Scorpion, here you go. You see that face sculpt, then you got some cool little paint details in his tail. Got a cool little chest there. His helmet does come off, as you can see, and that's actually the easier way to turn his head, because if you try turning his head with the helmet on, it kind of moves on you. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty nifty. So I just put it on just like so. And then Spider-Man comes with his little web piece, which is kind of cool. It's got some cool molded detail in the web, make it look like a web. He just can fit that in his hand just like so. And yeah, so it's pretty nifty. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to try to straighten it out somewhat. But if you're hanging him from somewhere, he's like, yeah, it straightens out a little bit. Yay! But yeah, these are cool little figures. I do like them. Take a look at Spider-Man. He's got all his good classic suit details in there. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like the head details. Yeah. Articulation wise, Spider-Man can look up, Spider-Man can look down, Spider-Man can tilt his head to either side, and he can of course look back and forth, so that's pretty cool. He can do a 360 wind up. He can lift his arm about that far. He does get a 90-degree at the elbow, and his wrists do get a swivel. He does have a swivel at the waist, and his legs only go about that far. So some of those dynamic poses that you know Spider-Man to do, he won't be doing. His knees bend at about a 90-degree angle, and he does get a swivel at the foot. He got little peg holes in his feet, kind of like Lego men. Hey, he's pretty cool. I like these because sometimes I like doing toy photos. It's a fun little hobby that I do. And these guys are small, so I don't have to make a large background for them. So I think I will start using them. I'll start using them for... You see, he's a little bit taller than him. He's kind of like on stilts, if you could look at his feet there. So that's pretty cool. He's supposed to have kind of like a bent leg thing going on. And get his claws, which I'm not sure if they swivel or not, and I'm scared to stress that elbow joint. This one does. In fact, it comes right off. So I guess the other one does as well, but that one's in there pretty good, so I haven't been able to really move that one around yet. But as far as Scorpion goes, he doesn't have much head articulation as far as looking up and looking down because of the backpack he wears. So you don't get a lot there. He can turn his head from side to side, but with the helmet on, unless you're pinching it pretty hard, then it's hard to get him to move his head while he has the helmet on. So typically I just take the helmet off and pose him just like so, and then put the helmet back on when I have him in the pose that I want him in. But as far as his shoulder, they go up about that high. He can go out about that far, and he can go back about that far. He does get 90-degree at the elbow, and he does have a wrist swivel. Yeah, just like as you can see. But this one is going to be difficult because that one's on there pretty tight. This one's on there a little bit loose, so I'm gonna have to adjust that. He does get a waist swivel, and his legs can go up about that high. Ah, his arm fell off. And they can go back about that far, and his knee gets about 90-degree there. And I don't see a foot swivel. Of course, you get a swivel at the tail, which is going to knock him upside his head every time you go past his head. But there's no articulation up here in the tail. Here, let me get that back on. Of course, you can see the shoulders are on ball joints, so if these ever pop off, then it's as simple as just pressing back on to get those back on. It's not a big deal. But yeah, pretty cool little figures. I like these. I like the fact that I finally found a classic style for the villain in Spider-Man. Nothing against some of the different ones that they have. You see he pegs into the base. Get a little bit of an issue trying to get his foot all the way onto that peg, but it's still kind of cool. At least he has a base to hold him upright. But yeah, I was having a hard time finding a classic Spider-Man figure, so I'm glad I was actually able to find one. Nothing against the different Spider-Mans, because there's different collectors that like different things, so I guess that's great for them and it hits on their interests. But yes, that is our review, and if you like our review, please click like, and please subscribe to our page to see more reviews from us. And for some of our viewers, we have a Forbidden Light booster pack, and that is the code for that if anybody wants it. First one to punch it in, that belongs to you. Hope you enjoy.